What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and I am here at Game Rant, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Sony today. I haven't talked about Sony in a while. We're also gonna talk about Genshin Impact because apparently Sony wants to make a Genshin Impact style game, right? Ever since the success of Genshin Impact, it made over $1 billion. There's also a Genshin Impact anime coming out, which is going to be huge already. It is going to be huge. Trust me when I say, because the game is so big, it's so popular. It's got a whole community behind it. And it's anime style. Of course, it's going to be successful. So it could be one of the most successful anime. Well, I don't know if in story wise, but as far as profitability, absolutely. Now, guys, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell for future notifications. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. If you're into any of that stuff, then make sure to subscribe. Now, on with the show. Alright, so I'm here at Game Rant, and it says, Genshin Impact success inspires Sony to further invest in Chinese development program. And my argument here is that why does Sony have to invest into China? Invest with Chinese development when... especially with all those restrictions, and I'm not sure if you guys know what's happening in China, but China is still practicing lockdowns, right? We're in 2022 as of the time of this video, going into 2023. China is still practicing lockdowns. They're closing down factories temporarily. And there's companies that are getting frustrated because they're not getting enough chips and semiconductors to produce things, for computer parts, for cars and other electronics. So this is why I just think it's a bad idea to invest into China. Maybe wait a couple of years, but anyways. Let's see what they have to say. It says Sony could be investing more of its resources in Chinese game developers that introduce popular games like Genshin Impact. The game, which has introduced back in September 2020, has reached global success with its average monthly players exceeding 60 million. Yo, that's a huge player base, man. That's a huge, wow. Because I think Final Fantasy 14 only has I think it has only 4 or 5 million players. Anyways, so it says, according to Reuters, the success of Genshin Impact has inspired Sony to expand its plan to incubate Chinese game development in order to beat out popular competitors like Microsoft. Bao Bo, Sony's director in Chinese game production, has revealed that the program will invest more than 1 million yuan, which is an amount of 140,000 into each new game. Wow, that's $140,000. That's really not a lot of money. But then again, the currency is devalued in China. It says into each new game that is part of the program's Sony's China Hero project that enrolled the first game back in 2017 will restart after its pause due to its COVID pandemic. So yeah, that again, and there's my argument again. Is that the entire world has opened up. Japan even opened up for tourism recently. Korea opened up. Parts of Asia opened up, like Thailand. You can go to Thailand without the jab, being vaccinated. You can go to Europe. Europe has opened up. America has opened up. Hey, South America has opened up. And I just think it's a bad idea, especially in the years to come. Looking at the things that are happening in China, it's just a bad idea to invest into China, in the coming years because of all the restrictions, and they're still practicing the lockdowns, and it looks like it's just not going to stop. The governor of China is just going to keep doing, practicing that stuff, and while the rest of the world is trying to move on, they're still basically going backwards. They're still in 2020. Let's just put it that way. And I don't mean to speak negatively about the Chinese, but look, if you want to hire Chinese developers, you can hire them outside of China, or I don't know, in Hong Kong, try to get them over to work for you somewhere else. But I think it's just going to hold Sony back. I get it, Sony, everybody wants to make a Genshin Impact style game because of its success. There's been, multiple copies of it, like Tower of Fantasy. But, just get out of China. At least for now, get out of China. It's become more of a liability than an asset at this point. And there's also manufacturers that are pulling out of China. Recently, chip makers. Here in America, they're going to start a chip production factory in Texas because of what happened during the pandemic. You know, China was holding up production, and as a result, you know, these companies couldn't produce more of their products because they didn't have enough you know, parts. So people are going to start producing things in their home country. Japan is going to start their own chip manufacturer in Japan. So I wish we did not have to rely in China so much. A good example of this is what Young Ripa said, is that, you know, for toys, you're not going to find a toy manufacturer, a toy production company in North America. They are all in China. All of them. All toy companies are in China. It's crazy. But anyways, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching. Godspeed.